Hello my quilting friends, my name is Leah Day and today I am quilting Open Heart. Really beautiful flowing design. So this is how you stitch it. You're going to stitch a heart shape, but you're not going to complete the heart shape. You're going to come close to that, but then you're going to immediately change direction and swirl around it. And you're going to do a bouncy sort of echo, and then you're going to come close to the tip again, but again, not hit it. Form more like just a point shape and bounce around again. So a great skill builder for this design, if it's really hard for you to just come to those points rather than actually hitting it dead, most likely you're going to like something like Heart Paisley a little bit better. This is a design that I really started thinking about it. I thought this would work a lot better for my long arm because I struggle to hit points and I struggle to travel stitch really nicely on my long arm. So I thought that this would be a fun design to try. It's a great all over fill. It's going to be one that's going to really work great to cover your entire quilt with this fun heart loving texture. I really love it. So here's one more explanation for how it works. Heart shape, bounce around, come to a point, and then bounce around again. Or you can go on ahead and flow straight into your next heart shape. So that's what I did here. Again, don't complete the heart. Just swirl around it and try and fit these together in all of those nooks and crannies. Okay, so now it's up to the test. Let's see if this is actually going to be easier to quilt on the long arm. So here is Open Heart on my long arm. And just as I predicted, this is a very easy, very fluid design. Just remember those rules. This is basically kind of like Paisley shortcut. We are taking the Heart Paisley design and basically just turning it into kind of an all-over fill. So it's a heart shape, come to a point, swing around with a nice echo, and you can see just how easy it would be to keep expanding that, have that cover up inches and inches and inches of your quilt. Okay, now let's come down here and form a heart shape going this way. That looks great. We'll bounce around it one time. Form another heart shape right here. If you're ever looking at a design just going, oh, I don't know what to do next, I'm stuck, I kind of feel like that doesn't look right, or I'm kind of in a bad area, well then just stop and trace it with your finger. Like here I can form a heart shape and bounce back and forth off the edge of the quilt, and then I can travel stitch down. You might be wondering about how many lines I have on the outside of this quilt. Keep in mind that this is a practice quilt, number one, and then number two, I always do a victory lap like this around my quilts. On the long arm, I do it as I am quilting. I go back and forth so that way it's going to kind of flatten out the edge and make it much easier to trim down, square, and bind. So that's just something that I do. I don't usually do that quite that much stitching, but I've been using these edges as a lot of travel stitching and tension testing. So there we go. That little bit of planning paid off big. I managed to fit that heart in and all those echoes nicely. Now let's swing down here, form my heart shape, and swirl around. You can see it would be very easy to make that much, much bigger and just continue filling in with more echoes. Now I just thought of a cool variation. You could bring the echoes closer together for one pass, then further apart for the next, and that would kind of make it look almost like a pinstripe effect, to have wide spacing, then narrow spacing, then wide spacing. That would look kind of cool. That would definitely be something to play with. I think I can fit maybe 2 more hearts here. Let's see. Come around. I think I'll fit one right there. And this is the thing, you don't always have to echo the heart. Sometimes you're going to have to just do this number where you just squeeze in maybe a little bit of an echo. I only did that because I thought it would look weird without it. There we go. And swirl around. I'm right on the edge of my quilting space, so I can't do much more here. And in all honesty, this area would have been, I think, better filled if I had just swirled around with a few more echoes of that particular heart. But you don't know until you try. So I think this is a really great example of just how sometimes just stopping right here. If I had stopped right here and then just planned that out, I would have realized that would have compressed all those heart shapes just a little bit too much. And I would have realized, it'd just be better just to go in and swirl around with one echo and be done with it. So every time you stitch any design, you're going to learn a lot. So that's it for Open Heart. I hope you enjoyed learning how to quilt this design with me today. This is going to be a design that works great anywhere you want to put it. You can put it in borders, sashing, over the whole quilt, over big giant blocks, wherever you want to put it. It's going to work awesome. And that's just simply because of the way this design works with no travel stitching. You can flow, you can fill, you can tuck it into small areas. You know, I obviously didn't make the best choice there at the very end, but the more you play with any design, the better you're going to get. The better you're going to get to know it, and then you'll be able to better put it anywhere in your quilt. So come and check out more designs that I have stitched for our Free Motion Friday videos. You can find them at leahday.com/FMQ. Now, if you're curious about the sewing machines that I was using in this video, you can check them out at leahday.com/machine. I am a sewing machine dealer for Eversewn machines, as well as Grace Company Longarms. So come and check that out at leahday.com/machine. Until next time, let's go quilt.